enjoy a little bit of a breather at all with a little bit of a lull here in the schedule, or not really?
Yeah, there were a few days we took off. I think some of the guys used their time wisely to kind of have a little mental break. We encourage them all to stay active, not just lay on a couch and watch TV. They're pro athletes, so I think they all behaved.
Sure.
And I did too.
Were you able to catch the international matches?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about those?
Well, positive results for the U.S. Certainly the Trinidad game, you're looking at two sides of it because you had Joven on one side and, Clint and Jordy on the other. We'll be keen to watch the Tuesday games, see how Roman does. And it's good. It's good soccer. It's good.
Is it ever like a locker room problem when guys come back from those games, or is it usually just clean slate?
No, those guys all like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a little friendly banter. It raises the level of competitiveness in the group, but, me and Gonzo might have had a side bet.
Nice. What was the resolution for a draw, then?
Nothing.
When you saw a tactical sub in the 31st minute or so, was that a reminder of what happened in LA? What do you think about it?
Was it tactical? Was it injury-wise? I mean, you tell me.
The TV on site said that it was a tactical sub.
Well, could have been the guy who was laboring. I mean, we don't know. I'm only pushing back a little bit because I really don't know. You can believe what the TV and the media says, or maybe it was something that we don't know about. He wanted to hide. Maybe it was a tactical switch because the U.S. came out and, played well. They played well, and obviously the goal is the, highlight reel stuff. So, yeah, I don't know what Juan Carlos is,
When you lose a couple players and they don't necessarily play, does that ever bug you? Or
I'm a supporter of the U.S. team. I'm a supporter of Jordan and Clint and Nico and Roman and Joven. I mean, those are things we have to deal with, and we'll continue to deal with them. That problem's not going to go away. This might have been a little unusual circumstance, but we will always have to try and figure out squad rotation when it comes to international breaks. Until that system changes, that's just part of life.
You guys drew Portland, it seems like, yet again in the Open Cup. I mean, as a coach, would you like to see them mix up the way that they do it, or are you happy with the format the way that it is?
Again, Matt, it's am I happy with it? Yeah, because we got a home game. Okay, it saves a little bit there. Am I happy that we have to play our arch rival all the time on a small field where tempers flare? Not all the time. But, it is what it is. You can only control what you control. So we're gonna do our best to come out and put a good team out there and try and win the game.
Sure. Starfire, you as a head coach, has some positive memories there. Do you take advantage of your familiarity with Starfire?
Well, I think what we've always done, it's not me, it's the team. The team had always played well there because they knew the field. It plays a little smaller, plays a little narrower. There are certain nuances that the players have kind of honed in on over the course of time. And so, yes, we'll try and use every advantage we can, including the home field advantage, to try and, again, put in a good performance.
How much will tomorrow be a chance for some of the guys who don't have as much experience get to play?
It'll be good because, we're going to try and play a balanced squad, a mixed squad. We got 3 games in 8 days coming up. And, the team that's going to be out there will be a team that appreciates this.
Did Portland's substitutions influence how you prepared for this game, or lack of substitutions in their win?
No. You're talking about their couple injuries and stuff, and
their game against Dallas, they went through basically their first team and ran them the whole way.
I can't predict what Caleb does. He's a good coach. He's going to get his team ready, whoever he chooses. That might be an interesting story for you guys, but I know his team will be ready, whoever it is, and I know my team's going to be ready, whoever that's going to be.
What do you remember about Seattle-Portland rivalry from when you were a player?
When I was a player?
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. I remember taking bus trips down there to the old Civic Stadium and jumping right off the bus and playing against a bunch of older men than I was, and it was hard. They were hard games. And then, the USL history is quite, a little bit more vivid in my mind, and those are good battles back and forth, and now we have it in MLS. It's a great rivalry.
Is there a game from the USL era that stands out to you? As somebody who wasn't around during that era, is there one matchup that you...
My first game. And Bobby Howe was my coach at the Sounders when I was growing up, and then he was coach of the Timbers at the time. That, we won the game. So that was my most vivid memory. Sure.
How do you plan for a game like Tuesdays with maybe players that you don't see on a regular basis in regards to where they're going to play? Do you focus, you going to talk to Ezra a lot? Or
We absolutely answered your own question. I have complete faith in Ezra, and S2, the whole Academy S2 first team system is working. I can lean on Ezra and his expertise with some of the players that I might put in the lineup. He watches our trainings, I watch his. I lean on him for what I need, and I think that's a sign of an organization that's starting to bear some fruit of all the work that we've been doing.
With them just getting back, do you know if Jordan Morris will be available at all tomorrow?
He will be back in Seattle.
Okay.
He will be back in Seattle.
how's the team health-wise right now?
It's okay. It's okay. A couple little minor aches and pains, but it's okay.
We saw a trialist, Alan Miranda. Any thoughts on the player as a trialist?
Good player. Very good player. One of Leo Gonzalez's buddies.
That's what I hear.
That automatically, he rates a little higher because he's friends with Leo.